Hi folks, I'm Ian Baker, the product specialist with Camping World, and today we're going to go over the 2019 Montana 3121RL. This is a great rear living floor plan. As you can see, it is nice and spacious thanks to dual opposing slides, which gives us plenty of space here in the living room and also allows for the center island here in the kitchen. Let's actually start off over on the slide on the door side though. So one of the first things I want to actually talk about is the slide height. Folks, I'm about 6 foot, and as you can see, I can easily stand underneath these slides. So if you're a taller person and you're sick of standing up and hitting your head on the top of the slide, you probably won't have that problem here in the Montana. You'll also see you have 2 seats right over here in your buffet style dinette. I really like this. It's something they've had in motorhomes for a long time, and it's just starting to come over into the fifth wheel side of things, but it's fantastic. If you have 2 people, this is really all the space you need is this table right here. Plus you get the buffet up here where you can set some items. And if you have to do work, you have the pop-up power tower here as well. So you can see you have 2 electrical outlets as well as 2 USB ports. If you don't want to use it, no problem. All you have to do is touch in that little red button there and it goes away just like so. Now let's say you have guests over and all of a sudden the table's too small. Not an issue there either. What you can do is you have a little knob right here. You pull this out. That will allow the table to slide out just like so. And then you have a leaf beyond that. So this pulls out, locks into place, which actually gives you a very large table here. I'll go ahead and drop that down. You can see right here, that is plenty of room for 4 people to comfortably sit. It does come with 2 extra chairs as well. Those are tucked away up front. We'll find those, I'm sure, in a little bit here. But again, I do like what they've done. You'll also see you have storage underneath the chairs. So if you need to throw some items in there, whether it's a place setting or, a pack of cards, maybe some plates, you can do that too. And because they set this up, it allows for a TV outside, which we'll see when we go out there. Next to that, you have your dual theater seating. Beautiful leatherette here, which is nice and easy to clean. It's extremely comfortable. You have the removable cup holder right here / armrest. Neat thing about this is obviously you can keep it right here if you want. You can, take it over to the sofa, try your luck over there too. I personally probably keep it here though. Again, it gives it that theater seating feel. Now, I don't know how much I would use the cup holders just because this is, a little wobbly, but that's okay because you do have cup holders on both sides here. The thing I like about these, if you take a look, you'll see this does have a light on there. So if you light this up, you do have to have shore power. We don't have it right now. But if you hit the light, you'll have a little light in here that lights up your cup holder. More importantly, though, are these 2. You have open and close. So this is powered. So that way, if you have shore power, all you have to do is touch a button. It'll lift up. Same thing to close it back down. The reason that's really crucial is I know a lot of people, especially start getting older, you start having knee problems, or maybe just don't have the leg strength to close it back in. Having the power there makes it super easy, takes all the hard work out of it. Another couple things while we're sitting here I do want to talk about are the shades. You have roller shades in here, which work wonderfully. Also, they're beige instead of black, so it helps keep it nice and bright even when you close everything down for privacy at night. A lot of times the black makes it seem really dark. The beige helps fight that. You can also see how tall the windows are, so letting in plenty of natural light. And look at the LED banks above. You have 4 of them here, 4 of them over on the other side, so plenty of lights here to really brighten up this space. If we take a look over across the back, this is our tri-fold sofa. You'll see it is a 3 cushion, not a love seat, so a full-on couch there. It does make into a comfortable bed, much more comfortable than a traditional pull-out. Don't have to worry about an air mattress deflating on you. And then they still left room on both sides for little kind of end tables there. So if you need to set a beverage down or if you need to charge a cell phone, you can set your cell phone down on there. There are electrical outlets on both sides. Big window right here in the back. This is a beautiful rear picture window. If you have a view out the back, you can certainly enjoy it right here. You also have windows on the sides. Folks, every window in here does open. So if you see a window, you're wondering if it helps provide airflow, it does. You'll also see across the top, you have extra storage. You have the not tinted, but the frosted glass, the word I'm looking for. Frosted glass on there, good storage all the way throughout. Again, couple LED lights up top and right down below. Let's take a quick look at the ceiling here, because as you can see, it is a barreled ceiling. You can see that right in the back, which really helps give you a lot of headspace. Also helps make a little bit more for even insulation all the way throughout, because both the inside and the outside have a curvature to it. So again, a little bit more even there. Another thing you'll notice is the fact this one does have quiet cool AC, which is phenomenal. On a Montana, it is standard to have a quiet cool both in the back as well as in the bedroom. So you'll have 2 quiet cool ACs in here. Absolutely wonderful. They're 30 to 35% quieter. That way you can be back here, have conversation. Doesn't sound like there's a tornado in your living room. Same thing when you're watching TV. If you don't want to run AC, you just kind of want to cool things off, you have the ceiling fan right here, which will help circulate the air. And then right up front, you also have the Max Air fan. So that will definitely help get some air moving. If you want to open up windows and pull air through, that does a great job. Or if you're in an especially hot climate and you do want another AC, that actually is pre-wired for a 3rd AC, folks. So you can definitely make sure everything is nice and cool. The light right above your kitchen island is perfectly centrally located, also has a nice shape and look to it. Again, some accent lighting there. Same thing with behind the trim up top. You can see that you have the rope lighting behind both of those, again, just helping give it that little extra pop here. If you take a look at the opposite side slide, you'll see you have your TV in the center directly across from your theater seating right where you want it. A little bit of storage up top, again with that frosted glass there. And then down below, right here, let's see, this one pops open just like so. You have your multimedia center. So this is cool because this one, is not just a radio, but also it is a DVD player, so you can put a movie in there. Plus, it's Bluetooth capable. So if you want to listen to some music on your phone, or maybe you're a podcast listener, if you're like me, you probably have downloaded the latest Stories from the Road podcast. You want to listen to that in here? By all means, you can do that. Of course, then you have some of your auxiliary ports in here too, like your HDMI cable and your auxiliary in. You'll also see on both sides, you have a couple speakers there for some better sound quality. And underneath, you have the large fireplace. You see it extends the whole way across. Not only does this look great, but also acts as a space heater. So if it's starting to get just a little chilly, you don't want to turn on your propane, not a problem. Turn that guy on, it'll help take the chill off in this space. And that brings us to our beautiful kitchen. Let's take a look here. So, solid surface countertops on here. You also have the undermount stainless steel sink. Folks, I love this sink. It is absolutely massive. The one bowl right here is as big as a lot of sinks you get in RVs, period. Plus, they have the second one over to the side. So, the reason I like this is you can use big residential pots and pans, actually put them down in here. The reason I bring this up and talk about it is because this is actually one of the things Montana changed last year, but they listened to their consumers who said, I like the old sink better, and they went back to it. So that definitely tells you something about the manufacturer. You also have the high-rise faucet here. This is a pull-out faucet as well, so that way, a little bit easier to wash and rinse dishes. Need to fill up a pitcher off to the side, you can do that. You have electrical outlets on here. You have 2 of those in case you need to plug in an electric griddle, blender, whatever else. And you have plenty of storage in the front. We'll start here. You see you have drawers on either side, so perfect for your flatware, some of your other utensils. Underneath, gotta love this, pull-out spot for your trash can. I hate having my bag, trash bag just hanging out, especially in a higher-end RV like this. You want it tucked away. They give you a dedicated spot for it. Right underneath here, you will see all the storage you have underneath. If you look at this little half wall here, that gives you a storage spot for your sink top covers. You do have sink top covers here, so this whole thing is prep space, and that is where they tuck them away at. And then right over here, again, a little additional storage. We take a look across the way. Don't think the kitchen's done yet, because as you can see, you have beautiful countertop space over here. This is much larger than what you normally get in a lot of floor plans, folks. Generally, you will get one side or the other of this, maybe for prep, but they gave you all this extra space for prep here, which I love. You have the pop-up power towers on both sides, so you can plug in plenty of auxiliary components there. Plus, you have the upgraded Furion cooktop. You can see, it has a much nicer residential heavy-duty feel to it with the matching oven underneath. We'll open that up for you. You can take a look at that. But nice big oven there too. You also have storage all the way down here. Look at this. You have full extension drawers running all the way down. Plenty of storage for everything you need to put in here. All of your knives, your spatulas, your serving spoons, all that good stuff. Some storage underneath the oven there. And then yet more right over here. Perfect for pots and pans in my opinion. It is nice and large. And then one more drawer there. Moving up to the top. Right in the center is your convection microwave oven. You can see that right there. Convection. When we open that up, This is, of course, it's dirty right now because it, again, just came from the manufacturer. But you can see how big it is, folks. This is a 30-inch unit here. Great thing about this is if you don't want to use the oven, you just want to use electric, whatever it may be. Convection cooks quicker, it's easier to clean, gives you both options, plus it's still a microwave. Storage on both sides there, and then you have the wine rack across the top. Folks, even if you don't drink wine, put it up there, still, kind of a nice look, putting some wine bottles in there. Plus, if you have guests, it's also great for entertaining. Moving down a little bit further, you get into the Samsung residential refrigerator. Stainless steel, of course. We open this guy up. May look like something you have at home because, again, this is a residential unit, which means you get some extra bonuses like crispers in here too. Now, because it is a residential unit, folks, bear in mind that this one does run only off electric. There is an inverter dedicated to it, so that way as it's traveling down the road, everything does stay cold. But if you plan on doing any boondocking, you may want to get the RV refrigerator instead. If we take a look right here, you'll also see this one has not only a freezer, but an ice maker. That's a big deal for me, because that way for any drinks, you can grab the ice right out of there. It's pretty handy. But big freezer, big fridge, excellent cold storage in this unit. Right over here, just in case there wasn't enough storage for you, there you go, folks. You get a huge pantry here too. So if you're wondering, well, man, Ian, I know that one spot was good for pots and pans, but I bring a ton. Don't worry. You can fit a toaster in here, your pots and pans, your blenders. If you want to put your plates in there, food, everything else, you definitely have room for it there. Right up top, a couple more cubby holes here, as well as your main control panel. I like the fact they hid it behind the frosted glass here so you can't see it. It's kind of an eyesore when it's out, so I like when manufacturers hide it. Everything you need is here, folks. Everything your tank monitoring panel, ceiling fan, slides, lights. This is a pretty big deal. This is something, again, that's fairly new in the last year or so. Tank heaters come standard on Montanas. So, if you're planning on going through any cold climates, the neat thing about this is it's not just when you get there, right? Because a lot of manufacturers have fully enclosed and heated underbellies where if the furnace is running, it heats up your tanks. But what about if you're traveling with water and you're going through a colder spot and you don't want it to freeze up on you? That's where these come in. These are 12-volt tank heaters. So you can flip those on. It'll make sure that those tanks aren't freezing up. Right back here, and I forgot to mention this, and we were on the other side of the kitchen there too, but folks, this is a gorgeous tile backsplash. This is actual tile here. I certainly appreciate that. It's absolutely beautiful. It gives a great, kind of counterpoint to the countertops right here. Over to the side, electrical outlet, you have your max air fan, thermostat right there. Little bit of additional storage here. Again, a couple more pull-out drawers, perfect for your catch-all. Come in, throw keys and stuff in there. Some additional storage over there. And if you look underneath the step right here, folks, you will see this one is equipped with central vac. The top part is where you will plug the hose into. The bottom one is your kick plate, so you can just sweep everything right up in there. The bathroom in the Montana utilizes a pivot door, so you can enter the bathroom from either direction. Whether it's from the master bedroom or from the main living area, the pivot door allows you to easily come on in. Right over to this side there is your foot flush lever toilet. You will notice it is a porcelain bowl, so that way it is easier to clean. Also offers plenty of legroom. Right up to the side here is your linen closet, so that gives you a good spot to store some of your towels as well as other bathroom goodies. And over to the side is your one-piece residential shower. I emphasize one piece because that means less chance for leaks, just like you'd have in your home. You'll also notice you have plenty of space in here. You have good shelving. Also, you have a hand wand that is mounted on a bar, so you can set that in a couple different positions. Skylight up top offers a lot of additional headspace as well as some light. You'll also see the tri-slide glass door and the seat in the shower, so you can either sit if you want to sit and shower, or it gives you a good spot to put your leg to shave your legs. And then right over next to that, you have your sink top and vanity. Of course, you see your sink there. You have good storage underneath it. And then up top, you have a mirrored medicine cabinet. The bedroom features a slide-out king-size bed. That way you have plenty of room, so you don't have to worry about elbowing each other in the middle of the night. And it is a fairly comfortable bed as well. It is the iRelax sleep system, so you have memory foam on here. That way you don't have to go out and immediately replace your mattress. And you have a big mattress, but you also have big storage underneath. Big enough that, as you can see, you can actually fit your two other chairs right down in there. You'll also see that you have a leather headboard there if you want to sit up against it and do some reading. You also have a couple LED lights. Windows on both sides. Again, the roller shades, both of those windows do open. And then you have the shelves there with electrical outlets so you can charge your cell phones. Right up front is your mirrored wardrobe. Big hanging rod going all the way across. You have an electrical outlet in there. You'll also see you have a good shelf on top as well as great shoe storage underneath. And right over to this side is your washer dryer hookup. In case you do want washer dryer, it's where it'll go. If you don't, not a problem. You just get big additional storage space as well as a hanging rod. You can also see your bag for your central vac is located right down there too. At the foot of the bed, you'll see the TV here. The thing I like about this, folks, is it's actually on an angle. They mounted it on an angle on purpose. That way when you're laying in bed, you have a good view to it rather than just being flat. I know it's a minor thing, but again, some of those minor things really stick out to me because I think it's cool that manufacturer, again, is listening to the consumer. You have your blind right here, roller shade. Again, just let in some natural light. You have your small little dresser here. It's not, nothing huge, but again, it is still good usable space. Great spot to put some of your socks, undies, things like that. And you have an electrical outlet right over here to the side. Last thing I do want to touch on, folks, just like I mentioned earlier, this one does have the quiet, cool AC in here, so that way it's not super loud when you're sleeping. Now that we've seen the inside, let's take a look at some of the outside features on the Montana 3121 RL. Starting off right up front here, you have the front cap. It is nice and streamlined. Painted front cap on there, of course. You also have a couple LED light strips, a couple on the bottom, one going across the top. And then you have the hitch vision right here. So that way, as you are backing up, it allows you to be able to see your hitch so you can easily align your hitch with the kingpin. Speaking of the kingpin, this one does utilize the road armor technology there. Essentially, it's a pivoting head here that helps control a lot of that chucking and bucking. So that way, as you're starting and stopping, it's not slamming your truck. If we come down underneath, we'll take a look at the front compartment. Never mind this. This is my battery pack here, but over to the side is where your battery will go. You'll also notice you have a battery disconnect there. Now, that particular battery disconnect is not for the coach. That one is actually just for the inverter. And then over to this side there, you will see that you also have your hydraulic compartment, your storage bin there. So that way, if you start to run low, you know where to fill it back up at. Right down here, you will see your auto level. So it makes it quick and easy. Just touch of a button to level the coach out. And coming around to the side, you have one of two 30-pound propane tanks on here. You'll have one on this side, another one on the other side for 60 pounds of propane. One of my favorite parts of Montana is the pass-through storage here. It is covered hinge, obviously. You have slam latch baggage doors that work extremely well. You also have a magnet on there. Because you don't have a slide here, it allows you to fully put this door up, lock it in place rather than having to use struts. And then take a look at how big this storage compartment is, folks. It's absolutely massive because Montana utilizes a drop frame construction, where essentially they take the main I-beam right through here, and rather than running it all the way through, in which case you lose all this bottom storage right here, they actually drop it down, put a slightly smaller one up front, which still gives you great structural integrity and adds a ton of storage here. It does add a little bit of weight, which is why this one is right around 12,000 pounds, among some other things, of course. But, if you have the truck to pull it, in my opinion, definitely worth it. That is some awesome storage. Right up here is the dump for your central vac. You'll also see you have an electrical outlet there in case you need to plug anything in. Another electrical outlet right outside. Again, you don't want to plug stuff in your pass-through, not a problem. You can certainly do it there. And then we take a look up top here. You'll notice this one has not one, but two power awnings. You have one right here, another one on the slide out itself. Rather than having it go over the slide where you lose a lot of that awning, they put it on the slide instead. So almost the entire side here has awning coverage, which is great. You also have a rolled roof up top, so that way you don't have as high of a chance for water to penetrate in there. Plus, it gives you a bigger radius in case you have a branch or something that brushes up against it, less chance to tear that membrane open. And underneath that awning, folks, you have an LED light strip on both of them, so you have lights at night. You also have speakers out here. Those are connected to that multimedia center inside, but again, that unit is Bluetooth capable. Frameless windows on there. So the great thing about frameless windows, not only do they look nicer, but also because the way they open, they essentially tilt open like this. You can have them open while it's raining. Plus, these seals are tucked behind the glass, so they're not getting beat up as badly by the elements. Moving to our entryway, a couple different things here. First thing I want to talk about is the door itself. It is a friction hinge door, so that way you don't have a strut or anything that's going to rip out of the wall if you forget and go to close it. Can handle winds up to 20 miles an hour before it shuts itself. So it's kind of, wherever you put it, that's where it stays, which is pretty great. And then we get to the steps themselves here. So you have the More Ride steps. Probably one of the best steps on the market currently. Aluminum treads, you also have the grip tape on there, but folks, look how sturdy these are. If you're sick of going in and out of campers and you feel like, the bounce, you're just gonna fall, you don't have to worry about it here. Extremely sturdy. They also have an oversized foldable grab handle. It's bigger than most to allow for the extra length of the steps, so that way from the first step all the way in, you have great control. Now the way this works, obviously it doesn't tuck up into the side, so what happens instead is you lift these steps up. Now, Montana's not the only manufacturer to use a step system like this. However, to my knowledge, they're the only ones that currently have a strut to help lift it and drop it back down. Generally, you have to use your strength, and while, if you're a bigger person, it may not be bad. If you're a little bit shorter, you may not have the upper body strength, they can get pretty heavy. But with the strut, as you see, it basically just sits wherever you put it. So again, I think it's a wonderful system. I think they did a really good job there. Let's drop right down below here, take a look at your wheels. So you have aluminum alloy wheels here. Those are fantastic because they not only look great now, they will continue to do so because they're not going to rust out on you. And then if you take a look in between the two, you will see right there that you actually have the Road Armor suspension system. Really neat thing about these, folks, is that, again, especially in conjunction with the Road Armor up front, this will definitely help take a lot of the bucking and chucking out of the tow experience, giving you a great overall towing fifth wheel. If we take a look at the slide out itself, as I mentioned, you do have the power awning on here. As I talked about inside, because you have that buffet style dinette, it allows you to have a TV right here. So I think this is pretty cool because most Montana floor plans have the TV. Again, it's underneath that power awning, so you can sit there, put all your chairs around it, and you have the shade covering you up, so it helps reduce the glare on the TV. We take a look at the back, you'll see this one has a rear-mounted ladder. This allows you to quickly and easily climb up onto the fully walkable roof. So whether you're getting up there for basic maintenance, or if you're just sweeping off sticks, pine cones, things like that, having the ladder is great because that way it's always with you and it doesn't take up any space in your pass-through. You'll also see the big rear picture window. As I mentioned, both of these right here do open. And right up above that is your backup camera prep. Folks, it's a decent sized fifth wheel. Having a backup camera may not be a bad idea. And because it is prepped, installing that will be easier, meaning it will save you money on labor. Right down here is where your 50 amp power cord will plug into. And if you take a look right underneath that, you'll see you do have a receiver. Now that's not built for a trailer. However, it is great for extra accessories. So if you have a bike rack, things like that, maybe you want to put a generator back here, that one can support up to 200 pounds. Right over here is your water heater. And the thing I love about Montana is they put in a 12-gallon heater. Where most manufacturers of fifth wheels are putting in 6, sometimes 10-gallon, Montana goes the extra step and gives you the 12. Your convenience center right here is fantastic. It's something Montana started a long time ago. A lot of people now do the same thing, but again, the original is generally the best. So you see, you have your light up here, your outside shower, both hot and cold water access. Everything you need for winterization is built in right there. It's absolutely fantastic. That way you can suck your glycol through your system nice and easily using your water pump. You also see your city water inlet there, as well as your black tank flush. Your terminations, these are insulated. That's hence the reason that they are in here, because that way you can do some cold weather camping. You'll also see you have your battery disconnect over here, some low point drains, and then your satellite and cable inlets there are right there too. Moving up a tiny bit further here, well, one thing I will show you, this is the inverter. You can see that right there. That's kind of tucked away. As I mentioned, that disconnect for that is up front. You have another 30-pound propane tank right in here. Open that up real quick for you so you can take a look at that. And lastly, your auto level up system will be located here. In the event you forget how to use it, they have conveniently placed a little legend right down underneath. All right, folks, that wraps it up. Again, this is the 2019 Keystone Montana 3121RL. If you're interested in this fifth wheel and you'd like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description below. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.